I actually have a K-drama that I want to thank for. Yeah, that's setting me on this path. The things that girls should know before pursuing, this type of career is to find your niche first. When they thought about human rights, they think us as this liberal, extreme left group. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is
Oh.
known.
Hey, welcome to Girl Talk with me, Shaida, where every episode I will speak to inspiring young women who have walked the different path with courage and resilience. And today we're very lucky. We have our special guest, Miss Hanis Farhaina, who before this she has worked as a researcher, and we're going to find out what she researched about. And also today as we speak, she already pursued her study in her masters, and she's away from home and she's in Germany. So welcome, honey.
Hi, guten Morgen.
Oh, guten Morgen. Picking up the
Hi.
language, huh?
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, Auntie. Sorry, intern.
All right, so I first met Hanis when I was doing a training for the scholarship provider, and I was so inspired to see her spirit. And also when I learned that she delved into research, she went into an organization that does research. We're gonna find out from her, and that I thought is very very inspiring. During my era, I would have never have thought that this career is possible, is available. So let's hear it from you. I'm gonna stop talking. Let's hear it from her, from Hani herself. Yeah. So Hani, tell us, during the day, when you were working as a researcher, what's a typical day to day like? What do you do? Do you crunch numbers? Do you interview people? I'm just trying to imagine what's a working life as a researcher looks like.
All right. Okay, so where do I even start? So you know how people say that many people wear different hats. So,
Mm,
well, in my case, it's like I have a whole wardrobe. Seriously. So as a research analyst, my work has been a mix of, policy, advocacy, and also political strategy. So during my time at the think tank in Malaysia, I had the opportunity to work across three different divisions. From my internship days towards my full-time employee days. So first, I work under the politics and governance division during my internship period, and then I transitioned to social policy and human rights, which is definitely my field. And lastly and finally, I work under the sustainability impact division as a full-time role. So yeah, I've had my hands to in quite a few different areas back then. So a big part of what I do basically every day is involve advocacy, and then especially on women's rights, education access for minority groups, and I also work before this on election related projects. Yes, so that was fun. And another thing is on the writing side, since I am a researcher, is I've drafted government letters, press statements, and also my own opinion related of writings for yeah, my own published pieces on topics like refugee rights, women's rights, and also youth empowerment. So in short, my job is all about research, all about writing and strategy, and making sure important, social and political issues don't just stay in reports, but also turn into action. So yeah.
mm. Right. So what degree did you take when you were in university?
So I did my degree back then in political science at one of the local universities in Malaysia, University Kebangsaan Malaysia.
Mhm.
So yeah, I did my degree first in political science, and before that, prior to that, I took a pre-law in my foundation during my foundation days. So
Right.
yeah.
So I'm just curious, how did you, when you were younger, how did you choose that, was it law in the beginning and then you discover about political science? So how did that transition move in from your form five? Is it something that you've always wanted to do during your
Yeah.
school days?
Okay, so this is quite a funny story actually. I actually have a K-drama that I want to thank for. Yeah, that's setting me on this path. So back then I was 15 years old. I
Okay.
was watching this, I don't know if you know this drama, Descendant of the Sun.
Okay.
It is one with Song Joong Ki as the main hero. And there was this scene featuring the United Nations, or maybe UNICEF, I don't remember what it is.
Mm.
But that one moment made me super curious about the organization. So right after the first, the EP, the episode, I went down, the rabbit hole, researching the about the UN. So somehow I ended up reading about this high-ranking officials. I don't remember his name. Probably, the former Secretary General of the UN, Ban Ki-moon. So I saw that he had a background in the political science or even IR, international relations. I don't remember. So right then and there, I knew that this was the career path that I wanted to take. So I started again with my pre-law during my foundation days, and then I went on to do my bachelor's in political science, and now I'm doing my master's in human rights. So along the way, I work as a research analyst, which it kind of like aligned perfectly with what I, had a vision since I was a teenager. So in a way, it wasn't something that I, stumbled upon, but it was something that I knew I wanted and worked toward from a very young age. So yeah,
And thanks to the K drama, huh?
thanks to the K-drama, thanks to Song Joong Ki.
So I'm not very well versed with the K-pop and K drama, but is the actor handsome?
Very much, yes. But already married lah.
I knew it. Oh, it's got to do with that. Oh, wow. So it's K drama that sparked. So I heard a lot about. I haven't got the chance to sit down and watch K drama, but I heard a lot about
You
some
should, you should.
quality ones. It has depth. It has a lot of lessons in it. That
Exactly.
I wish one day if I've retired and one day I could binge myself with K drama. So I also heard that during your career as a researcher, when you were doing work for the think tank, you had some trips to New York, United Nations. So tell us about that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so okay. That was, I would say, the moment that I was, super duper proud of myself. Um, I had always, told my mom
Mhm.
that it was the ultimate, bucket list destination for me, to go to New York. I knew that apparently, like, I would get there one day, but
Mm.
that soon, at the age of 23 years old. And for United Nation conference, it still feels surreal to this day. I remember standing in the middle of Times Square, looking at all of these bright lights, right? And the energy, the chaos, and just saying to myself, Hanis, you're here.
Did you
So
pinch yourself? Did you pinch yourself over there?
yes, I kept on, telling my friend that, am I here? Am I here? Please, like, pinch me. So yeah, it was such a powerful moment, because, I had made it. This place that once felt like a distant dream back then, just like it is my 15-year-old dream, was now my reality. So yeah, that's really great.
Dreams do come true, and I'm so happy that you get to like see it like at a very young age. And I guess it has set you up for, okay, what's my next dream, and that has led to the masters. Because when I first met you, you were still in your first you're still in degree program, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And then you work for 2 years before you
Yep.
pursue your master. So tell
Yep.
us about your master. Okay, transition from working as a research analyst. and pursuing masters. So for all the girls out there who are currently working and thinking about, okay, how do I go about this? Maybe you can share your personal story for them to learn a thing or two from your experience.
Okay, so I think I'm just gonna start with the challenges first. How did I got from, wanting to just focus on my work, and then I transitioned to wanting to pursue my master's. So the journey to get here was, far from easy. I've had my fair share of struggles, burnt out, self-doubt, and a whole lot of tears. But looking back, I realized that through all of it, I built, meaningful connections with amazing, amazing people, and I learned so much along the way. So, okay, so me pursuing masters has always been my lifelong dream. Like right after I finished my degree, my intention was to straight go into masters, but that didn't happen, and it's okay, it's okay. So every year I tried to applying while working full time,
Mm,
and let me tell you something, balancing both full-time working and also applying for my master's can be really exhausting. Writing endless essays, updating your CV constantly, and then
mm,
on top of that, getting rejection emails. It really drained me a lot. So some days I was so tired from work that I barely had the energy to apply for my master's.
right,
And then the weekends, you just want to rest, right?
right, right.
So, and then I guess, but from there, I keep on telling myself that, Hanis, this is your lifelong dream. Although that it will be exhausting, but you can do it. I've been blessed to have a really good supportive system around me that say that that believe in myself even on the days that I don't believe myself. So yeah, so working 2 years, and also applying for my
Right,
master's while working.
right.
It can be challenging, but I did it. So yeah.
So you started right from you finished your degree, you got a full-time job,
Yeah.
and from then on, you started writing in. So first, you have to apply for the place first, right? You got to get
Yep.
accepted to
University.
university,
Yep.
and then you apply for scholarship, right? That's the step, right?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
Right. So all those application throughout the 2 years is like ah.
Yeah, it's too much, but then I guess you learn along the way. Like when you get rejection emails, you sit down, you look back at your application and you see, okay, which part that you need to improvise. And
Mm,
then from there, you improve, getting better at writing an essays for your
mm.
next scholarships, for your next university application.
Application, yeah. So it's not a one-time off, apply it, got it, like
Well,
no.
yeah, it can be like that, but that is not the case for me. But yeah,
I think it's the case for many people as well. I think behind every successful journey, there were stories like this that people don't get to see on social media. Usually,
yeah,
what we see, oh, she's already there. Oh, she's already graduating. But these are the precious backstory that I think a lot of girls can really learn from. Yeah, so thank you for sharing that. Now let's go into your study during research. You research about women and
yeah.
human rights. So tell us what would you like the women, the young girls to know out there based on what you have researched on? What are the reminders? What would you tell them based on what you've studied?
Okay, I guess if you want to pursue something that within my field,
Mm-hmm,
because that is what I'm currently working on right now, women's rights,
mm-hmm,
and also I'm also interested in the human rights field.
mm-hmm,
So I think that the things that girls should know before pursuing, this type of career is to find your niche first. Okay, which is, human rights is huge, right? So
mm-hmm,
figure out what cause or what movement resonates
mm-hmm,
with you, the most.
Mm.
And because many of my peers, they start by focusing on a single issue, and they're like gender equality, climate justice for women, refugee rights for women, and from there they found a passion. And then what helps me the most is I attend plenty of conferences and forums, and it's free. It's free. So seriously, go to as many as you can. Um, it helps you to stay like informed outside of your studies, and you can meet professionals in the field, and you can also build a strong network where it can also open doors for future opportunities, networking with them at the event.
Right.
You pass your LinkedIn or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and then I guess get involved with NGOs, with movements, experience everything in the field, whether it's volunteering, whether it's interning, working with advocacy groups. Being on the ground will give you the real insight on what human rights work actually operates. So I guess that is my take on what
Mm.
can you do to pursue like in this field, human rights and
Right.
rights in general.
Yeah. So networking is still key, yeah?
Yeah.
Networking is
Yeah.
still key. Now, I'm sure you have friends who have, who are in a different field. Just out of curiosity, what you would say, you would say three things that people always misunderstood about your job.
Oh.
Uh,
I had this discussion during one of my classes, in my
mm,
master's classes, and it's really embarrassing to say that when they thought about human rights, they think us as this liberal, extreme left group. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is no,
oh.
that is not the case, because advocating for human rights isn't about pushing a political agenda or something. It's about ensuring that you have the basic dignity and rights for everyone.
Mm,
And then I guess another misconception will be, why are you only advocating for refugees and also for immigrants? What about the locals, right?
right.
So it is a common misconception, and that human rights only focuses, on certain groups. But in reality, I would say that, just like I mentioned before, it's just about
Mm,
justice, it's about equality for all, and it's
mm,
also include marginalized communities,
right,
vulnerable communities.
right.
And I guess the last thing, when they thought about research work, they will only think that, okay, why you just sit in the office doing, research all day, type all of your research using your laptop. But that is not true at all. Yes, research is a big part of it, you're right. But advocacy work take us beyond the office. We meet stakeholders, we engage with the communities, and sometimes we even travel to different regions to see the issues firsthand. So yeah.
You got to go to the ground and then you see, get the data firsthand.
Yep,
That's it, yeah. You
exactly.
really see what's going on and not just from, getting it from somebody else, yeah. So what would you say? Um, three great things about being a researcher. Then later on, I will talk about your life as a master student in Germany. Yeah. So back on the research, what would be three great things that I think girls out there need to know if you become a researcher? These are the three cool things. What would that be?
Okay. The cool things. I think meeting new people, every
Yeah.
day,
Mhm.
whether it is, activists, policymakers, or even like grassroots organizers. I get to connect with so many incredible people from different backgrounds.
Mhm.
And then every conversation that I have with them is just a learning experience for me. And then second, I would say learning something new every single day.
Mhm.
So this field is never like static. So human rights, policies and governance, it constantly, evolving. Yeah. So there's always something new that you can read, that you can learn, and you can, advocate for. And I guess the last thing will be the impact and the fulfillment of, reaching those goals.
Mm.
Nothing beats the feeling, I guess, of knowing that your work is actually making a difference. And whether it is through policy changes, whether it is through advocacy work, community engagement, seeing the results firsthand is incredibly rewarding. So yeah.
Nice, nice. I'm so inspired by the work that you do, really, Hanis, and to know that there are young people like you who are like, let me jump into this field, because my perception was research are usually done by old people. It's so refreshing to see young people. I'm going to research. So,
Yeah.
so refreshing. So thank you for that. Now let's talk about your master's, your experience being a student in Germany. So which town are you exactly at? Exactly.
So I'm currently in quite a small town in Erlangen. It's the at the south of
Okay.
Germany.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So yeah, my experience being a student here. Whew, okay, so first of all, my tips is if you come to a country that do not speak English as the main, type of mode of
Mm-hmm.
communication,
Mm-hmm.
you need to learn at least the basic knowledge. Sorry, the basic language of that, language. So yeah, learn the language,
Okay.
and then I think they say that when you pursue a master's journey, it can be really lonely at times
Mm-hmm.
because especially when you are in new surrounding with new people that you constantly need to like find friends or find
Mm-hmm.
your own like solitude, find your own things that can make you happy alone. So that is what I did, which is I had this like this experience of you need to go out, find
Right.
your own like people
Right.
and um bring them to like go out for a coffee or something, or just even like a brisk walk.
Right. Right.
Simple things like that really make a lot of difference when you are in a new place.
Right.
And then my experience as a master student here in Germany, oh, I really love, learning from my classmates. They came like from really like different backgrounds, from all over the world. Yeah, they come from, the law background. They did this is their second masters.
Oh,
Right.
wow.
Yeah, the second masters. And what I really love about that is that how each of us is not competing with each other, but more to like learning from each other. So for instance, I didn't know this, type of topic, this topic, really well. And then I will immediately ask for their help, and they will like sit down with you and talk with you. Even the lecturers, if you do not know anything about those topic, you can just like email to them, say that, hey, I don't know about this topic. Can you like um, teach me about this and that?
Right.
And they really, help you along the way. So yeah, it's amazing here.
Nice. And your lectures are in English?
Yeah, fully taught.
In English, we taught in
Yeah.
English. But when you go to the stores and all that, everybody uses Malay,
Oh,
right?
yes. Yeah,
Ah,
I had a fair share of experience where um even though that you are they know that you are a foreigner,
right.
but they choose not to talk to you in English. So you really need to like learn some basic languages here to like talk with them.
Mm,
Or else I'm just going to use my Google Translate, which it can be really hard sometimes, but
mhm.
we try.
I heard about that, if, especially in the smaller towns
Mhm.
in Europe, right? So these are like pure local, unless it's like a really big tourist city like Paris and
Exactly.
all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've learned your language, huh?
I know my language.
Nice, nice. So studying in Germany, how long is your study?
My program will be it's about 1.5 years program.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have done where about are you now in terms of the
Um, I just finished with my first semester.
okay.
So yeah, I'm going to start with my second semester in April for the summer term. So yeah,
Mhm.
another 2 semesters to go.
So 3 semesters altogether, a year and a
Yeah.
half, right? A year
Yeah.
and a half. Right.
Mhm.
Okay. So during your journey, right, from from no, from pre-uni
Mm-hmm.
law, degree program, and then working, and then applying for masters. I hear you that when you shared that when you were working, applying for masters can be like, can lead to burnout and all that, because you have to deal with a lot of rejection. But pursuing your degree, is there anywhere that you find any parts that's challenging, from law to political science?
Mm-hmm. I guess okay, so law and political science is kind of like in connection with one another. And it really helped me a lot that I learned back then, although the surface level knowledge about law, but
Mm-hmm.
it really helps me a lot during my master's program.
Wow.
Because my master's program, it designed it to be law and also political science at hand. Yeah.
Mm.
So although that I'm not really well versed in law, but since I had the experience and the knowledge that back then learning law during my pre-university
Mm.
days, it really helped me to understand the whole program more during my master's. So, but then during my degree days, political science, we only focus on the domestic political issues and also international political
Mhm.
issues, not
Mhm.
necessarily delve into law.
Mhm.
But somehow, yeah, it all makes sense right now. Now
Yes.
that I'm, doing my master's, since it's
Yeah.
combined with of the topics.
And your master's is also on human rights, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So there's a lot of legal matters that you need to
Exactly.
take into account as well. So what's
Yeah.
your plan after master's?
After
Back to think tank or
Okay. I think I might, okay, first of all, not PhD because that will be too much for me. I think master is enough for me.
already?
Maybe after this, I'm going to go to do like a short-term fellowship program,
Mm.
1 or 2 years program, or even less. And then I will go back into working in the field. I'm not sure if I want to, delve back into the think tank industry. Maybe I would go to working with the UN, international organizations, or yeah,
Yeah.
outside the research field, probably.
Right,
Mhm.
right. There's the scope is pretty wide as well, right? It's not just one thing that you could do. Right. So another 2 more semesters in Germany, and then we'll see where you will be. For all you know, we the next thing we well, you're based in New York.
Oh,
It's
I
like,
mean,
oh. Yeah. So thank you so much for inspiring and enlightening us. So I personally have no, direct experience to know what people do at think tank, the research, the kind of work that you do. So it's very nice of you to say yes to this so that we can share this knowledge and let people have a glimpse of, what does it take to do what you do, and all that. So last but not least, some personal question, a rapid fire question. Now if you don't want to answer, you can just say pass, okay? it's
okay.
not it's not compulsory, okay? All
Right.
right, so this is just to get to know you in person, get to know your personality a bit. All right, so the first one, are you an introvert or extrovert?
Ugh. Mix of both, I guess.
Oh, ambivert then. Okay.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea person?
Coffee every day.
Ooh, zodiac.
Zodiac, Capricorn.
Same with me. Outdoor or indoor person?
Definitely outdoor.
Oh, nice. Given the money that you have, would you rather spend on travel or jewelry?
Travel all the way.
Oh, makeup or shoes?
Okay. Shoes.
Handbags or good food?
Good food all the
Mm.
way.
Malaysian, right?
Yeah.
Sports. What's your sports?
Frisbee.
Frisbee. Oh,
Yeah, frisbee
nice.
is sport. Yeah.
Okay. Lastly, single or taken?
I'm single.
Oh,
Very much single, yeah.
single beauty with the brain. Okay. Hashtag. Oh. All right. Lastly, what your last your word of advice for the young girls out there who are still thinking, is this for them? What do they do? Is there a future? If they have a thought about doing what you do, what would you say to them?
Okay, so my advice to all the young women out there, who are still figuring out their path, you don't need to like have it all sorted out right away. Seriously, like life is not a straight line, and sometimes the best opportunities come from the most unexpected places. So yeah, stay curious, take risk and don't be afraid to fail. To fail. And Because failing to me, I guess it just means that you're trying. So, and most importantly, please, please, please be kind to yourself. There will be people who doubt you. There will be moments where you even doubt yourself. But keep showing up, keep learning, and keep believing that you deserve that seat at the table. Because one day you will look back and you realize that every little step, every little struggle, every lesson brought you exactly where you needed to be. So yeah, that is all from me.
Oh my God, I love that. There's so much wisdom from such young women. See, I told you I'm here for the youngest because people like you have so much wisdom because you have done quite a bit. You've tried this, you've tried that. So there are already wisdom. We don't have to wait for the aunties to talk to you about that. So this is what I want the young girls out there to listen. And you're so right about life is not a straight line. So don't overthink too much. Go with the flow, but stay curious. I love that. I love that really. And here's wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
And may you achieve more and more success, whatever your definition of success. And may all your other dreams and bucket lists be ticked, dreams come true. Can't wait to see your progress and development after the masters, and also to see your name everywhere as an activist, human rights specialist, whatever that you are working on. So thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for inviting me.